Welcome dear students. Today we will talk about science of class 10th and we have started this chapter 6 like life process and today we are going to do the next topic in this chapter. Dear students, we have studied in the previous lecture that the types of nutrition. In that types of nutrition we have studied there is a two mode of nutrition. One is autotrophic, another one is heterotrophic. In the heterotrophic nutrition we have studied that heterotrophic nutrition is divided into four types: saprophytic nutrition, symbiotic nutrition, parasitic nutrition and holozoic nutrition. So dear students, see, the holozoic nutrition will happen in organisms, amoeba, in human beings. It is also the holozoic nutrition. Okay, so in holozoic nutrition, what are the steps? So if we will talk about the nutrition in human beings, basically today we have to study nutrition in human beings. So nutrition in human beings, before we will study, because in the human beings the type of nutrition is holozoic nutrition. Of course it is a heterotrophic nutrition, but in heterotrophic it is a kind of holozoic nutrition. And in holozoic nutrition, whole the food get insert. Our organism take whole food and then digest it into smaller particle with the enzymes. Okay, so basically अब इस तरह के nutrition में what are the steps, what are the basic steps to take? So first step is ingestion. When ingestion, taking the food in. So in human being, ingestion happen from mouth. Okay, another thing, digestion. So digestion happens in stomach, small intestine. Okay, another thing, absorption. So this absorption happens in small intestine in human being. Okay, we will study detail what happened where what happened in this nutrition. Okay, nutrition in human being, and in human being what happened when the food get eaten. Okay, absorption, digestion and assimilation. So these are the following 5 steps. First step is ingestion. First step is ingestion, taking the food in. So whenever we will eat the food, so dear students, suppose we are eating the food, because our body is the best example of holozoic nutrition and a type of heterotrophic nutrition. In this situation, first we will eat the food. The food will go to the alimentary canal, which is started from mouth and ended from anus. Okay, from the mouth to anus is the location where the food waste material get exit बाहर निकलता है. Okay, so when the food goes to the mouth, what happened to the mouth? In the mouth there is a gland named salivary gland. In the mouth there is a gland named salivary gland, and this salivary gland releases an enzyme, a juice which is saliva, called as saliva. Saliva is having an enzyme called amylase. Amylase is an enzyme. See, these enzymes are biocatalyst. They control the rate of reaction, biological reaction. In the biology, their enzymes are biocatalyst. They control the biological processes. Okay, so the amylase is produced by salivary gland. Okay, and what is the function of this gland? To convert starch into sugar and glucose. Means ये starch, whenever we will eat a starch, the digestion of starch will happen into the mouth and it will get converted into glucose. Okay, our body, if we will see that our body will get energy from glucose. Okay, from glucose and sugar. So whenever we will eat the sugar or glucose, then it will give the directly energy to our body. It will get dissolved into our blood and go to the cell, and where it will get the energy. Okay, hope you are understood about this. So whenever we are getting the starch, it will get digested into our mouth. But if we are having more complex food, the whole food will go to the esophagus. This is the food pipe. When we will eat the food, it will go to the it will go to the mouth. माउथ में क्या करते हैं, माउथ जो है फूड के स्मॉल पीसेस करते हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ टीथ. Saliva get mixed to the food. Tongue will help in the mixing the food and saliva. Okay, when we will chew the food will go to the esophagus, the food pipe which connect mouth to the stomach. Okay, through this esophagus, the food will move to the stomach. And what happened to the food in the stomach? Let's see what happened to the food in the stomach. In the stomach, there is a gland, gastric gland. What named? Gastric gland. And this gastric gland releases a juice which is called gastric juice. This juice is combination of several things. In this juice there is HCl, there is pepsin, there is mucus. There are three things. So what is the function of this HCl? What is the function of this pepsin? What is the function of this mucus? Okay, as what is the function of this amylase? Amylase is an enzyme. This pepsin is an enzyme. Okay, so this, what is the function of this HCl? So this HCl kill the harmful bacteria, harmful microbes which are with the food. जो हमने food के साथ जो germs and bacteria खा रखे हैं, वो उनको क्या करते हैं, उनको किल करता है. किल द हार्मफुल जर्म्स एंड बैक्टीरिया एंड मेक द मीडियम ऑफ द फूड एसिडिक. एंड फूड का मीडियम क्या बना देते हैं, एसिडिक. ओके, मेक द मीडियम ऑफ द फूड एसिडिक. These are the function of HCl only. Okay, so HCl perform three function. One is kills the harmful bacteria with the food, make the medium acidic, and regulate cardiac splinter muscles of the stomach. Means ये एक तरह की stomach की muscles होती हैं which perform a movement. Okay, if we will talk about this splinter movement, so we can say that splinter muscles are muscle which helps in exit of food from stomach. Okay, so there is some kind of movement in the stomach muscles. Okay, and there is another movement which is peristaltic movement. The rhythmic contraction of muscles of linings of alimentary canal to push food forward. Okay, so there are two type of movement. One is peristaltic movement, the rhythmic contraction and relaxation which जो कुछ भी हम लोग एब्जॉर्ब करते हैं, कुछ खाते हैं, तो दैट फूड विल गो टू फॉरवर्ड. तो एक तरह का मूवमेंट होता है जो बैकवर्ड फ्लो को अपोज करता है एंड फूड को हमेशा फॉरवर्ड भेजता है. ओके, दैट इज द पेरिस्टैल्टिक मूवमेंट. बट इनसाइड द स्टमक दैट मूवमेंट इज नॉट सफिशिएंट टू पुश द फूड फॉरवर्ड. तो इन दैट केस देयर इज अनदर मूवमेंट, अनदर मसल, कार्डियक स्प्लिंटर मसल्स. दैट मसल्स विल हेल्प द to exit the food from the stomach. Okay, now we are moving to the next enzyme, that is pepsin. This gastric juice is combination of these three. So let's talk about this pepsin. This pepsin digests the protein. Pepsin will digest the protein, means break down the food and it convert the food into protein, means separate out the protein. Yes. Okay, now what is the function of this mucus? So this mucus protect inner lining of stomach from the action of HCl. Okay, from the action of HCl. So stomach HCl is a very corrosive in nature. It can cause burn in stomach. So it will not happen. This mucus helps in this. Okay, it protect inner lining of stomach from the action of HCl. Hope you are very understood about this. What is the function of this gastric juice and what happened to the food in the stomach. So when the food pipe takes the food into the stomach there is a Cl releases which kills the bacteria and germs, make the food medium acidic and regulate the cardiac sphincter muscle to exit the food, and the pepsin digest the protein and mucus protect the stomach. Okay, so here the food will get a smaller pieces, more smaller pieces, and food will get forward to the small intestine. And now what happened in the small intestine? Let's see. Small intestine, what happened in small intestine? So see, in small intestine the main digestion of food happened. The main digestion of food happens in small intestine. See, in this small intestine there are two glands. One is salivary gland and another one is pancreas. And these two glands produces liver. One is liver. So liver produces bile juice. Liver produces bile juice which is yellowish in color, slightly yellowish in color. Okay, and what is the function of this bile juice? It make the medium of the food basic. Again, who convert the medium of the food acidic? HCl. And now who is converting the medium of the food is basic? Bile juice. Okay, and break large fat molecules. Means this bile, there are two functions of this bile juice. One, make the medium of food basic, and another function large fat molecule को छोटा छोटा करके pieces में divide करना, means break down the large fat molecules, okay, into smaller one. Okay, large one को तोड़ करके क्या smaller one में convert करेंगे. Okay, fat को convert करने का काम किसका है? Bile juice. Now we are moving to the next type of juice which is releases from pancreas. This is pancreatic juice. So this pancreatic juice is the combination of three enzymes and very powerful and main component of this digestion. Okay, so amylase which is in saliva also is a biocatalyst enzyme which regulate the biochemical reaction. Okay, so these three are the enzymes. This amylase कार्बोहाइड्रेट को ग्लूकोज में कन्वर्ट करता है. It convert carbohydrate into, carbohydrate means starch. Okay, starch and carbohydrate both are the same thing. So it will convert carbohydrate and starch into glucose. Okay, and for the glucose we will get the energy. And another thing, trypsin. This trypsin is a protein. Trypsin जो enzyme है, it will convert protein into amino acid. See, this protein is made up of several type of amino acid. This protein is made up of several type of amino acid, and this amino acid is the product. Amino acid is the carboxylic acid of is a compound of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. Okay, so this main role of main formation role, nitrogen is a chief component. Okay, in this amino acid nitrogen is the chief component. So for protein, nitrogen is very essential element. Because without nitrogen there is no formation of protein. Okay, so lipase there is a fat. Okay, lipase क्या करता है? ये फैट को फैटी एसिड एंड ग्लूकोज में कन्वर्ट करता है. The lipase convert fat into fatty acid or glycerol. Okay, so it convert in this way. So hope you are very understood about this कि what happens in small intestine. इस food के साथ small intestine में क्या होता है? So food के साथ ये digestion का process तो complete हुआ small intestine में. Now the process happen absorption of food. What happened? Absorption of food. First step, ingestion of food. Second step, digestion of food. Third step, absorption of food. So the small intestine, in the small intestine and large intestine, if you will see that there is a finger-like structure in the inner linings of the small intestine. These finger-like structures are called as villi. These finger-like structures are called as villi. and these villi are absorb the in the small intestine. In the small intestine, these villi absorb the digested food from the small intestine, and it will get absorbed, into the blood, and this blood will carry the digested food into different part of the body. So hope you are very understood कि what is the function of villi in small intestine. So function of villi is to increase the surface area, in order to digest more amount of food, in order to absorb more food, not digest. So villi helps in absorption. Hope you are understood. So in the small intestine, absorption happens, and after this absorption there is assimilation. Assimilation means this food will get mixed into the blood and goes to the cell, and where oxygen is there, in the presence of this oxygen, in the cellular respiration case, this digested food get burned, get oxidized, and it will produce energy in the form of ATP and ADP. These ATP and ADP are the currency of energy in our body. Okay, so next thing, egestion. The waste material, the remaining undigested food will go through next into the large intestine, where the excess water get absorbed, and rest all material go out through the anus. Hope you are very understood and very clear about it. Thanks for watching this video.